Green girl, that water got that out.
Here comes the barbaric powerhouse, Ivar. As single-minded as they come in the ring, Ivar is all about destruction.
The following is a fatal four-way steel cage match. Making his way to the ring, representing the War Raiders from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 305 pounds, Ivar.
The powerhouse of the Viking Raiders, a shockingly agile big man. Ivar is ready for a battle of power and wills. He's ready to deliver a message dictated by the gods.
Take my time, I'll get it. To go down, lose all control.
Priest is here, ready to deliver some punishment.
And his opponent, first from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest.
Priest is a superstar who uses his size and power to dominate foes.
Damian moves extremely well for a man his size, making him even harder to contend with.
Now, trust me, there is nothing easy about taking Priest on.
Take myself, take my time, I get it. So your body goes on control.
The unbridled power of Damian Priest is about to be unleashed.
Well, hopefully his competition is prepared for what's about to come.
Sexual.
Stand up and pay respect. I challenge you to find a more impressive young talent.
Very skilled, but also very arrogant.
And representing A-Town down under from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds,
Who can forget when Austin Theory beat John Cena at WrestleMania? And in case you forget, I'll remind you every time. When you have a rise like Theory has, every match presents a major test in your career. Well, he's passed every one of those tests so far. Unfortunately, there are too many doubters and haters who fail to realize just how talented Austin is.
It looks like Theory brought all of his friends in the ring with him tonight.
Oh, watch your mouth, Cole. You're looking at the youngest United States champion and Mr. Money in the Bank ever.
How did that cash in go?
I can't. Well, I don't have that information readily available. Usually the guys at 2K are great about giving me the stats. I'll get back to you.
The time is coming now. These superstars want the deal. The unforgiving steel of the steel cage match. Ready for the fight. We have Ivar, Damian Priest, Chad Gable, and Austin Theory.
The thing about a steel cage match is as much as you can prepare yourself for the type of pain that will be inflicted on you in a setting like this, none of that preparation actually matters once the bell rings and you're actually locked in the cage.
Have to dig deep if you want to reach the top of the cage.
He falls down, off the cage, and back to the canvas.
Yeah, it was a miscalculation to start climbing this early.
Chad's perseverance getting tested.
I know this doesn't apply to you, Saxton, but a hair pull's really painful.
I can imagine. Oh, man. Ooh.
It's okay.
Oh, man, just punishing.
He answers right back.
Take it.
Looks like he just got rocked there.
Yeah, in theory, had it well measured.
Steel cage matches present a challenge for even the most experienced superstars. If you ask me, the best strategy is to go all out and be as brutal as possible.
Well, I'd recommend a more cerebral approach. You have to outsmart your opponent by thinking outside the cage to get the win.
Two very different but equally effective tactics. Quick thinking from Theory.
All the way up, and the big-time powerbomb.
You have to question what kind of malcontent is behind a power bomb with that much force.
You gotta admire the determination here.
Clothesline in the corner. And Theory found himself a little over his head there.
Priest attacks with grim determination.
Hellacious power slam.
Solely focused on punishing the leg. The legs are a base that you do not want to lose.
Chopping down the tree at the base here.
Straight into the pin. And the referee stops the count before two.
Just kicking out at one takes a lot in a match like this. In the corner, has to find a way out of there.
Arm wringer.
Punch to the face.
Damian Priest. With one dig. On a corner. He's coming in. He's got it.
Oh my God, you fat fuck.
This brutal cage match.
Here is your winner,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Or at least what's
We're
left of it.
taking.
Celebrating now. Visiting
We're
the medical
taking.
facility tomorrow.
We're taking. We're taking. We're taking off. We're taking it off tonight. We're taking off. Love that part. My voice low, so I can't hit that bitch right now. We're taking. Can't hit that bitch on Johnny Manziel. I'm a little low right now. I'm chill mode. When I get hyped though, I can hit that bitch. We're taking. Oh, to the third finish, ladies in my club. Don't send me the roaches. I ain't got no hope for all that love shit. Just let me send it to my grave. This shit ain't in my password. So the things in my grave. What? That's my shit right here, bro.
The phenomenal one is here.
AJ Styles is no stranger to stealing the show, no matter the circumstances.
The Spanish lady at the club don't send me no roses. I ain't got this little shit. Supposed to be the roses that she got. But this shit don't have a nice minute. I got my boots.
Weighing in at 218 pounds, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, the
AJ Styles is in a class all by himself, continually adding to his accolades with every single match.
A Grand Slam champion in WWE night after night lives up to the moniker of finesse.
Just think about it, it's hard when the
And
bitch is
you
sitting in
know
a
what
the
time
stars
it is.
that love me.
Time to be mean and most importantly, make some
Can't play the plus do the damn
Gallows and
thing.
Anderson looking to cause some trouble and trying to call the skulls.
They rather hear the gossip like Beyonce, but I can always carry on. So the damn they see me in dress like to get the plane with the carry on. It's they split with them the cherry on. No one's the like I was just
at a combined weight of 505 pounds.
This toy.
The team up.
Oh my God, it's my nigga, bro. Stop playing my boy.
A truly definitive tag team, winning championship gold everywhere they've gone, all across the globe. You may not like them, but you have to respect what they can do inside that ring together.
Good brothers say that tonight is their night, and
Tell the
if it is,
Spanish lady at the
celebration
club don't
drinks
send me
are
no
on you,
roses. I ain't got
Saxton.
no hospital all this young shit. Supposed to be the roses that she wearing on my grave. But this shit don't have a chance on it. You know I got my boots up. Deep in my waves up. Feelings like you like I'm ready for the minute of some such a honey ring jam. She got some kissing. My ex bitch, I'm a son. Some victim. It's only 7 buttons in the brain and one system. I ain't stressed up in peace and fucking long time.
The monster of all monsters is here.
And from Sherricksburg, North Carolina, weighing in at 385
Braun possesses the type of power that should put you through the ring. Yeah, the monster of all monsters can mow down anyone.
I love it, champagne and brain. I turn it to a campaign, and plus I do the damn thing. I'm not fucking in their hands, so they rather hear the gossip like Beyonce. But I don't always carry on. So the damn wrong. They see me in dress like to see the plane with the carry on. And the sun base with the cherry on. Give me no roses at the club. So I'm gonna see the jokes.
Unapologetic to their core, selfish to their core. This is the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day don't care who they offend or who they tick off because they always have the numbers.
and at a combined weight of 319 pounds, Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, the Judgment Day.
Always in full force when the Judgment Day is around. It's never quite a fair fight. Strength in numbers. It's not Judgment Day's fault the competition isn't as prepared for battle.
It's hard to be prepared to
All right, what is going on,
line
everybody?
or
What is going on?
blindsided during
Hopefully
a match.
everybody's enjoying their
Unless you're
Saturday.
always prepared, like the
Saturday,
Judgment Day.
November 29th. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Felt like there were so many layers to yesterday's game that, to be honest with you, I couldn't wait till Monday. I had to get one specific piece in. This video is going to be predominantly about Austin Reeves. So I kind of want to hear and focus on him. He was phenomenal yesterday. He's been phenomenal this entire season for the most part. I just kind of start asking the question of what is this guy's ceiling? And what level can he go to with it? Like the ability to do this from backwards. So I want to spend some time talking a little bit about Austin Reed. So thank you for hanging out on Saturday. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Lakers 14-4, second place in the Western Conference, and have won 6 games in a row. So
Here comes sheer destruction.
All right, so last
A
night,
tag team
was at the
trained in
game.
freestyle wrestling,
Fun,
mixed martial
getting a chance
arts,
to see
and
the Lakers
kickboxing.
go up
They are
against,
now
obviously,
on the
Luka's
ring,
old
a
team.
testament.
And we get a chance to see the Lakers get another W and add to whatever they've done so far this year. And of course, we gave this group of five, you got a chance to see some
The Judgment Day has turned themselves into one of the most formidable groups in all of WWE. Combat tactics, rule bending, backstage ambushes. They'll do whatever it takes to win. I respect Judgment Day's approach to competition. Why play by the rules and wait your turn when you can just go take what you want? If you don't like it, then stay out of the way. Staying out of Judgment Day's business might be easier said than done. They're always looking for their next target to annihilate.
Okay, sorry.
I heard you had a late night here in Cleveland yesterday.
Yeah, I went out in the theater district with Long Island last night. Let me just tell you, that guy makes Johnny football like Mother Teresa.
And repeated impacts like that will weaken you mentally as much as it does physically.
I get the angle. If you're saying, hey, let's pump the brakes, let's see what Lee's going to do in the playoffs, I get the angle. I really do. I'm not here trying to tell you that this is perfect or, Austin Reed is going to but that's not the purpose of the game. But what I will tell you is, part of my job is to also just talk about what's currently happening. What's currently happening? What are the good? What is the bad? What are some areas focus to improve on? What players are performing? What players are underperforming? Obviously that's part of the day-to-day deal. I don't have really much negative to say about Austin Reed, but to be honest with you, everybody has negative things to say about Austin Reed's respect. I mean, you're pulling. You're looking at every angle you possibly can and say, you know what? I'm stubborn. I already said Austin Reed isn't going to work. So, damn it, I'm all in on whatever Austin Reed does. I'm going to continue to try to solidify my point that Austin Reed isn't a good fit for the Lakers. We'll see what happens by the time the regular season is done. We'll see what happens by the postseason. But look at this man, guys. Look at this stats so far this year. Austin Reed is 28.5 a game. He's just under 7 assists, and he's basically 6 rebounds a game for the Lakers. He has officially taken his game to another level. I tried emphasizing something yesterday. I don't know if the point came across. I'm at, the arena. It's loud. I'm getting on 5, 7, 10 different topics. I don't hear the first thing saying. I can isolate this one player. I can isolate it's a lot easier to kind of get it done. I said this yesterday, and again, this is not every day or anything like that. Things will get different as they come. But I do want to point out, Austin Reed specifically last night, and why he was so impressive in the game for Message. I'm going to talk about Austin Reed too, and we can look at it together. I want to look at just a handful of games that Austin Reed has had. Over the course of since he came back, you guys remember, I had groin injury. I think if I'm remembering off the top of my head, I think he missed 3 games in a row. So he missed a little bit of time. And then since then, he's been trying to come back and obviously do whatever he can to contribute to the team and everything else. Let me share my screen here real quick with you because I think you guys will appreciate this when you see it. It's one thing for Austin Reed to get, let's say Austin Reed has a game where he has 30, or he has 40, or he has 50. Because we've seen all those point totals from Austin Reed so far this season. It's not a shock that it's a 5-1. But I think the question that you ask yourself is, all right, well, who's available? Is it one of those games where you know that Luka's not in the game, or LeBron's not in the game, and everyone's going to run through Austin Reed, and if that's going to be the case, it's like, all right, maybe it's a little bit more stuff. I know I think a lot of numbers on here, but it's still nice to look at. Game yesterday from Dallas, how they looked good. Yesterday, Reeves gave you 38 minutes. Okay? This is why it's so impressive to me that Austin Reeves can still get 38 points in the game. Now, I'm going to see if I can zoom out of this so we can see. Do they throw the stats in here? I'll tell you what the stats. He was 12 of 15 from the field. He was 6 of 8 from the field.
Nicely done.
Let me ask everybody a question.
Completely
the game.
I don't think people realize
I think
the
people
amount
are
of strength it
automatically
takes
just going to
to
assume,
hurt
okay, well,
someone
Luka
like
needs to
that.
play, right? Oh, Luka play.
What an
Okay,
interception.
well, Luka played as many minutes as Austin Reeves. Okay, well, was Luka struggling? Well, Luka had 45 points last night. That's not an assist. That's how they got well right now.
These men knew this match was going to be hard fought.
I know Austin Reeves at 38 points in the game. The Luka's already in there. Luka's dominating possession of the ball. Luka's still running from Luka. The Lakers have done something in the last couple of games. And the real fan of it. It's like kind of curiosity.
Devastating kick.
I think it's sustainable, but just to see this kind of play out a little bit more. There are stretches that I think are happening now. And Luka comes out of the game, and you have LeBron and AR. And it's a little bit like...
It's there. Too good.
And Austin Reeves is kind of finding his pockets and his moments to be the best version of himself. But do you know how difficult it is in the to be a secondary player on the
Very
team?
important match. You could just sense the intensity in the air throughout this one.
This
wing was
okay,
well
let's say there's a night where Luka has 35, but Reeves still has 31. As he's still be kind of toe-to-toe with the star player of your team that's putting the ball on the floor, that's facilitating the offense, that's basically determining who's going to eat and who's not going to eat, and then still going to go out there and drop almost 40 points. That's Luka Doncic every minute. Why? Because he's one of the top 3 players in the NBA, 4 players in the NBA, and there's only a few players that kind of have a piece like that that's like, go ahead and do what I do. Oh, by the way, the team is winning, so it's not like these guys are getting their stats in the game. You know how difficult it is. A player like Austin Reeves, and it's not just yesterday's game. If you look at some of his stats, they're 31 against the Clippers, shot 50% from the three-point line, and almost 70% from the field. The 22 and 10, the game against Utah, not the most impressive game. Lakers just kind of escaped with that one. Here's a 26. Here's a 45. Okay, well, what are his stats so far this season? 28 and a half, 6 rebounds, 6.5 assists. The point, and I think that the thing that I care most about, even having this conversation and this dialogue with everybody, is what Austin Reeves has been able to do so far this year. It's still kind of trying to figure out what the hell are these teammates now. There isn't huge sample size. I don't think everybody is doing these things. I mean, I think right now, if they're looking at the ranking of these Laker players, LeBron looks like the 3rd best player on this team. LeBron yesterday was the 5th leading scorer for the Lakers, but still put up 129 points. Ayton had more points than him, Rudy had more points than him, and then, of course, AR and Luka Doncic did as well. But I think the way Austin Reeves is establishing himself as not just a, hey, pretty nice worker. Hey, look at the history of this guy, undrafted, and has kind of figured out a way to get some point play. He might make some money and get a long-term contract this upcoming summer. No, Austin Reeves he's looking like an all-star caliber player in the NBA in the rest of the time. Every time he's going to look at us. You're not telling me that he's on for that thing. You're not telling me that it's going to be 82 games where Austin Reeves is going to play this way. Austin Reeves is taking his game to a completely another level. And I think whatever chat we were having or whatever chatter was out there in the conversation about Austin Reeves and, you know what, you got to trade this guy and there's no way in hell you're going to pay him $35 million or $30 million or $40. We'll see what Austin Reeves ends up getting. Have you noticed that chatter has not just quieted down a little bit? It's silent. Silent. I don't hear anybody talking about that anymore. And I'm not here to call anybody out. I mean, I've said in the past, hey, listen, if you can go get a big-time player for Austin Reeves, and you got to do what you got to do. The question is, what caliber of player out there are we talking about? All Austin Reeves is doing is stopping this going to finish. I mean, Austin Reeves, to be able to have these type of stats with Luka, let me give you Luka's stats real quick. Okay, this will be kind of fun to look at together, and I say that only because let me try to find here. It's really difficult to have stats like that when you're playing with a top 5 player in the league. You just kind of have it across the board right there. But let me show. I don't even have to show you guys, but I'll tell you guys right now what Luka's stats are. Which, by the way, they're stupid too. They're ridiculous. You know what? No, I am going to share something with you guys because I saw this a little bit earlier that I wanted to put up. Look at the top scorers in the NBA. Okay, these are the top scorers in the NBA right now. Here's where we are.
These lines change quicker than driving around on fast break. Got me stressed. You must pick up on with the jumbo full. Like that. You're aligning your chakras. I once blocked shots, but now I block destructions. This is good. You attracting customers to $5 and 200 bucks back to your day. You're fine.
Right? Here's Luka Doncic, number 1, averaging 35 a game. Okay. By the way, Luka as well, just 9.4 assists and 8.5 rebounds, and almost 2 steals a game. Luka's having just a phenomenal season. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is number 2. Tyrese Maxey balling out, number 3. There's Giannis. There's Donovan Mitchell. There's Jalen Brunson. There's Nikola Jokic. There's Kate Cunningham. Look who's number 9 on that list. You know what I'm curious of? By the way, Austin Reeves right now is averaging more points per game than Anthony Edwards, than James Brown, than Steph Curry, than James Harden, than Devin Booker. Look at a video from Portland, phenomenal, good stuff on his part. Averaging more than Kevin Durant, more than Jamal Murray, more than Pascal Siakam. Austin Reeves is number 9. Here's what I wanted. The Lakers have 2 guys in the top 10, and one of those players is not LeBron James. So, I mean, just imagine that. Yes, Lakers have 2 scorers in the NBA right now that are in the top 10. And we're not talking about LeBron. We're talking about Austin Reeves. We're talking about Luka Doncic. Where's the second player from a team? What I mean by that is, what team, at what number do they have their second leading scorer? It's probably going to be Denver with Jamal Murray. So here is Nikola Jokic at number 7. Here's Jamal Murray all the way down here at number 4. That means the duo in the NBA closest on the same team as far as leading scorers in the NBA is Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. So it goes Luka and Austin Reeves as far as a duo goes, and then the second duo would be Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Listen, you know, I get it with Nikola Jokic. I get it with Luka Doncic. I get it with Shai. I get it with Kate Cunningham, even though I think he's surprising a lot of people as well. I get it with Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Austin Reeves is top 10 right now in scoring in the NBA. And oh, by the way, if you can be top 10 in the NBA and also on top of that average almost 7 assists and 6 rebounds, that means you're a damn good complete player. And, you know, shout out to what Austin Reeves has been able to do so far this season, and shout out to how impactful he's been for the Lakers. I mean, the point I emphasize more than anything else, they're winning ball games. Everyone, I think, right now is looking at the Lakers and they're saying to themselves, whatever your preseason ranking was, your mindset was on the Lakers in the past, you kind of have to rescope that now. You have to look back and say, all right, well, if I thought the Lakers were this, now I'm looking at the Lakers in a completely different light. Okay, there's a couple other things here that I want to read off to everybody here. Here's a quote yesterday from Austin Reeves. Okay, here's what he said. He said, "It's been crazy. I wanted to get a spot on the team. I was on a 2-way contract for a month or so. Then once I got that spot, it was all about how can I help this team to be successful? How can I help on the court? Figure that out. And then that just grew from there. all the coaches that I had in the past put me in a good position to succeed. I've had Braun, Anthony Davis, now Luka. Obviously, talking about the game yesterday. We know his history. We know how he ended up on the Lakers. Last thing I'm going to just read from him, and then there's one piece that I want to play from LeBron. He says, it's been really fun. A dream of mine's crazy, and people throw my name in there with Braun or Luka. It's just really fun to me. I just love basketball. I love to play the right way. Whatever your stance was on Austin Reeves, please tell me that you're just appreciating how great Austin Reeves has been for the Lakers so far this year. And I got to be honest, I don't even think Austin Reeves has been at his full potential. What I mean by that is I think there's been a big part of the season as well where guys are starting to figure out their roles. Reeves was still trying to figure out how to play with Luka. Right now, I was at the game yesterday. I got a chance up there pregame. And I asked JJ about the trio from the previous game. Lakers had, last game they played, who did play right before this? I'm already drawing a blank on who Lakers played. Who did beat that game? Who they had? They had Dallas. They had Clippers. That's right. They played Clippers. I asked him, I was like, hey, was that game against you or against the Clippers on Tuesday, was that ideal? Because you had Luka with monster stats and monster numbers. Austin Reeves with monster stats and monster numbers. I think LeBron was 22, 6, and 6, something along those lines. And it didn't feel like any of these guys was forcing anything. It just felt like it came in the natural progression of the game. And, he did say that's the most ideal thing, where these guys don't have to force anything. It just comes in the natural flow of a game. A little bit different. It was Austin Reeves leading the way. And when I say that I don't feel like these guys have reached their level or their potential, somebody said something in the comments yesterday that I think was such a good point in the post-game show. They said that basically LeBron's in his third or fourth preseason game. As in, the guy needs time to kind of figure out coming back and get back into his positioning and his routine and everything else. But certainly, I think right now, I don't think these guys have reached their max potential. But I think Austin Reeves just kind of continues to take the game to a completely another level. Let me see if I can play one thing here real quick. This was from LeBron, and this is coming from David McMenamin's Twitter. So let me see if I can play this here real quick, and you guys can.
The control on the ground every time Io is around.
The challenger, representing Damage Control from Tokyo, Japan, Io Sky.
An NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, a Dusty Classic winner, NXT Women's Champion, and multiple-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champion.
Yeah, there was truly no limit to the future success of Io Sky,
especially
with Damage Control by her side.
Austin Reeves asked her, I am trying to reach people that
Sky has one of the best
really impressive what he's been able to do for the Lakers. He's really impressive. And you know what? If down the road, Austin Reeves is going to make $35, $40 million a year for the Lakers, the man is earning it. And if Austin Reeves were eventually to get traded by the Lakers, they're probably going to get a really good player for Austin Reeves. Maybe a top 10 player in the league. That's how good Austin Reeves has been. And it's certainly been impressive. And listen, I still get the question. I still understand. Hey, can this work in the playoffs? Do you have too much offense? Do you not have enough defense? Can those two close out a game? What? Austin Reeves has got something to prove in the postseason as well. I'm not here to argue anything. I'm not. I'm not here to tell you that that's it. Lakers got to figure it out. But what I will tell you is Lakers are better than anyone. Lakers are wide and impressive. And a lot of that has to do with this man right here, his stat line and what he's been able to do for the entire season. So 20.5 points so far, almost 7 assists a game, and then right there with 6 rebounds a game. He's not a one-dimensional player. Yesterday against Dallas, hitting threes, hitting pull-ups, hitting step-backs, getting to the basket, sizing up guys like Klay Thompson and go,
putting the ball in the basket like that, so he's got home far to yeah, and they were able to, of course, clinch the home court advantage in the knockout round.
There are only 3 things certain in life:
Death, taxes, and
Look, we need to
Charlotte
have,
Flair.
look, we need to have an
She
honest
is
conversation
inevitable.
about what's happening with Jey Uso right now, because this has gotten completely out of hand. I've been watching wrestling for years, and I can tell you that what WWE is doing with Jey Uso is one of the most frustrating things I've seen in recent memory. The numbers don't lie, and the online reaction speaks volumes about how a significant portion of the fan base really feels about this push, regardless of what WWE wants us to believe about arena reactions. Let's start with the facts about what happened at the Royal Rumble. Jey Uso won the
Yeah, there's no one even
2025 Royal Rumble
close to the
match, and it was
amount of
genuinely shocking.
accomplishments that
Not because
Charlotte
it was a
has.
good surprise,
The
but because it made
WWE
absolutely
ring
no
is
sense
her
given the field of
unquestioned
competitors. The
kingdom.
outlasted John Cena, who's
Charlotte
on
will
his
stop
retirement
you
tour,
with that, leave an
Bray
imprint of
Wyatt,
her
who's one of
boot
the biggest
tattooed
stars
on
in the
your
company,
face.
CM Punk,
Highly
who's the
skilled
truth
in
score,
every
and Seth
facet.
Rollins, who's been the main
Strength,
event guy for
brawling
years.
ability,
The Royal Rumble
risk-taking,
was stacked with
mind
legitimate main event
games.
talent,
No other
and
women's
somehow Jey was the
competitor has
one
been so
chosen to win.
decorated, so
The
revered.
reaction online was
Charlotte
immediate
Flair
and
is
overwhelmingly
ahead of her
negative.
time.
One
True
YouTube video
greatness
was way better than
usually isn't
80,000
realized until
dislikes compared to
after
just over
you've been
15,000
enshrined in the
likes, which is an
WWE Hall of
absolutely
Fame.
brutal ratio to
Such
be
is not the
rarely seen for a
case
supposed
with
babyface
Charlotte.
winning a
Just
major
open your
match.
eyes and
And WWE's
experience the
response to this
greatness.
backlash has been telling. According to reports, sources within the company stated they don't pay attention to YouTube dislikes and questioned whether those metrics are even reliable since they're only visible through third-party browser extensions. They've also said that online reactions have no impact on future creative decisions. This is WWE essentially plugging their ears and refusing to listen to legitimate criticism from a portion of their audience, all while pretending that a significant segment of their fan base isn't vocally unhappy about it. The criticisms of Jey Uso's in-ring work are not new, and they're not unfounded. Even Triple H acknowledged this when he said that Jey is not the most technical wrestler and not the greatest in-ring performer on earth. He tried to frame it as Jey having charisma and likability, but the fact remains that the chief content officer of WWE had to essentially admit that Jey's ring work isn't at the level you'd expect from someone being positioned as a top champion. Jey himself has acknowledged that there are many wrestlers who are way better than him in the ring, but they're not at the top. That's not humility, that's an admission that his push is not based on in-ring excellence. Let me be specific about what the problems are with Jey's singles work. His offense is extremely limited when he's not working as part of a tag team. People have pointed out that his moveset consists mainly of super kicks, a Samoan drop, and a spear that frankly doesn't look as impactful as other wrestlers who use the same move. When you watch him in singles matches, especially the longer ones, the limitations become hugely obvious. There was a match on Raw where he tried to dive outside the ring, but the ropes slowed his momentum, and he just fell awkwardly. He posted about it on Instagram that looking world is perfect, but these are isolated incidents. During his match with CM Punk at Saturday Night's main event, he botched a neckbreaker spot when he over-rotated and hit the mat face first.
To an alternative, do something else to end things. Flair thrown hard to the outside. This could do it. Champ with an immediate kick out there. Ow! She's tossed right out of the ring.
Looking at the Uso doing, my job is simple. Keep athletes ready to perform. That means every resilient and locked in physically and mentally. I started using videos because it's not a skin. It's not a nitro-based nitric oxide video that goes video to get blood profile backed by real clinical data. Whether I'm working with my athletes and I'm doing own energy throughout the long days, staying in the flow matters. That's why I use
Back into the
video.
ring now.
Clean, it works, and it's informed sport certified.
Shot footage showed that he was being heckled by fans yelling things like, "What are you doing? You're choking!" right before the botch happened, and he was visibly affected by it. After the match, which he lost, he looked frustrated and later posted a photo on Instagram captioned, "Your win," followed by a middle finger emoji. That's not the behaviour of someone who's confident in their position or their abilities. The promos have also become repetitive and boring according to multiple reports. While Jey initially connected with fans during the Bloodline storyline rather than compelling character work and emotional depth, his singles run has been marked by the same catchphrases and the same energy without much substance. People have grown tired of hearing "yeet" every single week when there's nothing meaningful behind it. Vince Russo, the former WWE head writer, was critical of Jey tearing up during a promo about winning the Intercontinental Championship, pointing out that the title is just a fake and the outcomes are predetermined. While that might sound harsh, it speaks to a larger issue where Jey's emotional connection to the success feels manufactured rather than earned through compelling storytelling. Now let's talk about John Cena's final match, because this is where everything comes to a head and where WWE could make a massive mistake. John Cena is retiring after one of the greatest careers in wrestling history. He's a 17-time world champion, the most recognized world title holder in WWE history, and widely regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. His final match is scheduled for December 13th at Saturday night's main event. WWE history and widely regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. His final match is scheduled for December 13th at Saturday night's main event in Washington, D.C., and the opponent will be determined through the Last Time Is Now tournament. As of today's SmackDown, the semifinals are set with Jey Uso facing LA Knight and Gunther facing Solo Sikoa. The finals will determine who faces Cena in his retirement match. The idea that Jey Uso could be John Cena's final opponent is absolutely insulting to Cena's legacy. Think about the opponents Cena has faced throughout his career. He's had legendary feuds with Edge, Randy Orton, CM Punk, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, and so many others. His matches at WrestleMania over the years have been against the biggest names in the industry. His most recent retirement tour has included matches against AJ Styles at Crown Jewel, which was a 5-star classic, battles with Brock Lesnar, and encounters with other established stars. CM Punk himself said that while it might seem bold, he believes he should have been Cena's final opponent, given their historic rivalry and their legendary Money in the Bank 2011 match that's widely regarded as one of the greatest premium live event endings ever. Gunther is the obvious and correct choice to face John Cena in his final match. Let's look at the facts about Gunther. He held the Intercontinental Championship for 666 days, the longest reign in the title's history. He's held the World Heavyweight Championship and won the King of the Ring tournament. He's known for his technical prowess, his imposing physique, his relentless in-ring style, and his ability to have compelling matches with anyone. He's described as a throwback to a bygone era with an old-school whipping and striking style that WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels plays. His matches are brutal, realistic, and technically sound. He can work long matches, he has incredible stamina, and he's proven he can carry championship feuds. Though he also reported that multiple sources within WWE affirmed that Cena vs. Gunther is listed internally for the December event, and that Gunther was chosen for the spot. The contrast between Gunther and Jey Uso in terms of in-ring ability is night and day. Gunther is technically proficient, has an array of submission holds at his disposal, and his offense flows with a sense of realism and smoothness that few wrestlers can match. His Boston Crab, his powerbombs, his signature chops, all of it feels impactful and unbelievable. When Gunther won against Jey Uso at Saturday night's main event after Jey's Raw Rumble, it felt right, because Gunther is simply on a different level. Even when Jey won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41, fans were skeptical about whether he could hold the title credibly, and those doubts were proven correct when the criticism of his reign became overwhelming. Not just the in-ring comparison. Think about what John Cena's final opponent represents. This is someone who will be forever linked to Cena's legacy. Every time people talk about Cena's return, they mention who his final opponent was. That opponent's name will be tied to one of the most significant moments in WWE history. Being Cena's final opponent is a career-defining opportunity that carries weight beyond just winning a match. It ensures that the competitor's name will be mentioned whenever discussions of Cena's legacy arise. For some wrestlers, it represents career elevation. For others, it's a chance to create an unforgettable moment that defines their time in the industry. Given that enormous responsibility and historical significance, WWE possibly justified giving that spot to someone who chose actively rejecting it. The YouTube dislikes, the social media criticism, the vocal online backlash, all of it points to the fact that a significant portion of the audience does not believe Jey Uso is worthy of this position. Comments on WWE's social media have ranged from wrong winner to worst Royal Rumble booking I've seen, but Jey Uso at WrestleMania doesn't make any sense. So disappointed to someone sarcastically saying, I don't even think Jey wins on the WWE 2K24 simulator. These aren't isolated complaints from a few trolls. These are widespread sentiments from fans who feel that WWE is pushing someone who hasn't seen it. An argument that Jey Uso is popular in live arenas is true but misleading. Yes, crowds chant heat and react to his entrance music. But let's be honest about what that really means. Crowds also chant what during promos, even though everyone agrees it's a lie. Crowds chant for beach balls. Crowd reactions are not always an accurate measure of whether someone should be in the main event picture. Jey's entrance gets reactions because it's fun and participatory. Not because fans believe he's the best wrestler on the roster. When actual stakes are involved, when championships are on the line, when it comes time for serious feuds and compelling matches, that's when the limitations become obvious. That's when the online criticism intensifies. Jey Uso himself has admitted that he's tired of people saying he's just an entrance. He said on the WWE blog that he's switching modes and might be going back to his brethren ways because he's frustrated with the perception that he lacks the skills to hold down the top position. That frustration is understandable, but it doesn't change the reality. The perception exists because the evidence supports it. So Uso anywhere near that win for Cena's final match.
That's right.
The fans have spoken, the criticism is legitimate, and it's time for WWE to actually listen.
Powering up her opponent. And now down with a nightway. The champ is in control. 2. The champion thought that was it. This puts the pressure back on the champion. Can the champion respond with their back against the wall?
Big maneuver, executed perfectly, but still was not enough.
Eat defeat. Taking off from the ropes.
And Charlotte takes another beating there.
Here's where Charlotte's ability to endure could get called into question.
Able to push off and avoid that attack. Taking the action to the outside.
Might be taking a breather here. Whoa, that was a stiff chair shot to the dome.
She's got the shoulders down. Bringing up the pin count there. The referee becoming collateral damage.
Duking it out on the stage. This is wild.
This is dangerous. There's so much potential for this to go wrong. Ruthless chop block.
The Queen looking disgusted to be in the ring with her opposition now.
I thought we could go and look at some of these maybe missed opportunities for WWE and the Cena in this final run-up. We've had some really good moments. We've also had some moments that
She's kept this one
alive.
alive.
Until this moment, I'm not saying that all of these things should have happened and this is the exact thing you should have with the whole thing. But this is looking at some of the things WWE has done in the WWE and how much we got. There's one or two of these things that you could have made it through the there's no eliminate the Cena. I'm just sure it's not like really else. It's you absolutely know that they're going to win. I love what they're after going to have fun with that. And what that is going to do. But the follow through with the relationship with the Rock, Cena is never going to really destroy. But we see the WrestleMania down, Cena's going to win. Just in time. But during that period, I was really cool. But I'm going to see that for a long time. I realize that's what I was something in the corner of the face. This is why I wanted this one. How do they build a relationship in just a matter of 5 minutes to explain it? And I think that was a missed opportunity. This could be something to put the last within that. Why the last within? But then we have WrestleMania, right? You know, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, wins the Undisputed Championship. I would have had the past. And I think in the moment of WrestleMania Night 2,
think when he was trying to start the ring, people were feeling like, oh, The Rock is going to be this. And even leading into that, it don't make so much sense was The Rock to get involved in this. Because okay, Cena, they attack on him, something, he's forward with their sword. And it's like, starting out, sure, it makes some sense as a proxy of The Rock, I guess, at the post-ring ring. With John Cena being undisputed champion, I think with John more
So many things on that stage have the potential to do some serious harm.
If The Rock would actually play a role yes, and if he learned to his day, nope. And we know that things with Tom Scott and WWE didn't work out. By all accounts, it seemed like they were going to be moving for some point and Cena and Scott. That would have made sense. Of course, I guess they would have had 2 nights, that's what happened. But I still feel like one of the big missed opportunities within that heel run, the early moments of it, those title run against Cody, you needed Cena to acknowledge and he made right to the back of the knee. Even while The Rock wasn't at WrestleMania, is he using for anything, just anything? I think it was one of the big early missteps. Okay, but what about the face turn? You know the strength. Maybe doing the way that he's
absolutely no telling what's underneath the ring tonight.
And even if she's wasting no time kicking things up by bringing this chat into play. The one thing with that is I'm going to always talk about 6-2 of Korea. I really feel
what a smash. That is just insulting.
And when it's hits the mark. Very close to the end. But I do think that you need to have that moment.
The champion with an important fall there. Listen to this place. It's electric. She's going for it. Still life in the champ left. Scoring the fall. Scoring mini combination. Oh, maybe not. A ferocious attack put on here by Flair. Io has to start volleying back somehow. Kick connects. She had that scouted. Charlotte Flair with a train chopping. Natural selection. Victory enough to continue the reign. Sorry, with some attitude. And here we go. Locked in. It's locked in. And here we go. Locked in. Crossover. Oh, look at this. Slipped underneath and able to counter. Fast movement gets her out of the way. Oh, drop kick on the mark. Valkyria powering up her opponent. Nightly connects. That is how a true champion defends their title. She's rummaging around the ring here. About to introduce some metal into the mayhem in the form of the trash can. Koji clutch locked in. Could we be looking? There it is. There's the tap out. Probably tapping to preserve herself for the remainder of the match. Well, there she goes. Charlotte clearly not thinking much of her opponent right here. Oh my goodness, just punishing her opponent. Majority of the clock is gone. Iron Man testing these athletes' metal. Feeling like a hopeless hill to climb here. Down 3 falls with the clock ticking away. She's right back in. And Io gets pounced on. Direct headshot. Just sinking it. Forearms. Just brutalizing her opponent here. Strike after strike after strike. Couple of kicks to the leg. Beautiful hip toss. Dangerous Valkyria keeps her away. Up and down. There's two. And it's a fall score by the champion. Hoist it up. And that's all it takes. German suplex.
Because he's got this real
Charlotte Flair setting up into the passes the clothesline. Unbelievable standing Spanish fly.
Getting set up in the corner now.
Double knees. And she was able to pull through and score a fall. Yikes, that'll be a great Gilbert knockout.
With the whole story like a straight
Flair delivering the shot.
Natural selection.
The champ taking care of business here.
And she saves the match. Not so fast. All right, come on. Look out. Taking flight.
I can't believe what we just saw. I can't believe that.
With the height. You gotta be kidding me.
Going down on their opponent like a sack of bricks.
Oh, man. Meeting the barricade. And now the road is no longer a long one. We're in the final stretch.
Taking a 3-point lead. Very commanding.
Anticipated that. Finding their way out of this position. Elbow to the elbow. Launched right out of the ring. Ripping the choke. Oh my goodness. This is some magic here. She's honing in, staring daggers at her target. From the top.
Lyra diagnosing her.
Valkyria powering up her opponent. Did the champ just finish the job? Two. Deep into the match, and the champ gets a fall. Punch straight to the face, stays on the attack. With nearly no time to spare now.
She's struggling. They're looking like an easy target. Up high. Diving crossbody. Throwing all caution to the wind.
And Io on the receiving end of another stiff blow there.
A bold-looking Io here.
She knew how to evade that.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your WWE Women's Intercontinental and WWE Women's Champion, Lyra Valkyria.